How's it going, you bunch of freaks? So today I'm just going to go on a little bit of a ramble, maybe a slight rant about something that's been happening over the last week on my Instagram, and it's kind of pissing me off, but I am used to it by now. But I do think it's worth talking about because I know what I was like when I was first getting into training and trying to learn, and especially going into the online age and looking up people and trying to work out what I should be doing and what I shouldn't be doing and who I was trying to learn from. And I wouldn't want any of you making the same mistake. And it was a bit of a blunt truth that some of you will accept and some of you won't accept. I know I'm right, and if you don't believe that, that's cool. You can go and just fuck off and do your own thing. So on Friday, I posted a reaction video to my Instagram, which, by the way, if you're not, you should be following me, of Cristiano Ronaldo's strength and conditioning. Now, the whole point I was really trying to get across, which in hindsight I didn't really do well at all, was that this wasn't really like a training video. It was more just a marketing video. It was just like trying to do stuff that looked cool, that wasn't like actual training. And that's just par for the course with a lot of these celebrities and athletes, where the stuff that they're posting they're not actually doing, and I've spoke about this before. But anyway, I called the supposed training for what it was, which was a bag of shite, because I wouldn't want any aspiring footballers to watch that video and think that's what they should be doing and then go away and do it. And as expected, I've been bombarded in the comments by a bunch of 15-year-old virgins and even a slightly older virgins, and people just making all sorts of comments in here. Somebody even said he's the richest athlete in the world. How your bank balance has any bearing on your training knowledge, I've not got a fucking clue. And you've even got someone in here who's proudly proclaiming how much he knows what 15-year-old boys' bodies look like, and that he's actually with a 15-year-old. I know it's 2024, but that still seems fucking weird to me. In today's day and age, though, you'd probably get celebrated for that, so who knows. And you've even got my man Strongman Vinny here, that when I asked him what he thought was so good about the workout that made me so wrong, he could not give me an answer, started talking about anything and everything else, and looked that stupid, he deleted all his comments. So keep that fact in mind, that nobody ever actually told me what was any good about the training as we go through the rest of the video. So the overarching point that I do want to try and make to you is that, see people who you see, the athletes and the actors, and even like if you want to go one step further and like take it to bodybuilders, don't just think because they look the part and because they're successful, everything they say is gospel and they know what they're talking about when it comes to training, because please believe you me, they absolutely do not. I'll break it all down individually in a second, but just because somebody's got seemingly brilliant results, please, that does not mean that everything they do is like correct and right and what you should be doing. There are so many people that do stuff wrong and still get brilliant results, and I know what you're thinking. How could it possibly be wrong if it gets some results? And that'll be a combination of they've got brilliant genetics, they've just found the formula that works for them that isn't what would work for anyone else. When it comes down to the lifting and weight training side of things, you definitely don't know what drugs that everybody's on, and they certainly won't be telling you that. So please, when you see people with great results, that isn't always necessarily the blueprint for what you should be doing. Now, for the point I was really trying to make about Ronaldo, this video, I am 100% certain this was a marketing video. He has not built his physique and his level of physicality and his football performance off of the back of the shite he was doing in that video. That would have been him trying to look cool, and although there wasn't anything he was directly doing in that video, what most people do that kind of stuff for, where they're kind of doing different stuff and fancy stuff, is when they're trying to sell you some shitey supplement or training plan or something like that. And on that subject, I know what you don't say till the end of these videos, but there's a lot of cool free shit in the description below. I'm not trying to sell you anything. There's a link to join my email list there. There's the link to Shite, which is my self-honed intense training experience, where you can basically learn everything that I'm trying to teach you in these videos, so you can be your own coach. There's my social media links there, and if you did want to pay for something, my coaching inquiry form is also there. But again, when these actors and athletes and influencers get these big massive audiences, they then want to try and monetize the audiences. And what would be a better way to do that? Would it be to say, go into a full body gym session that consists of back squats, bench press, pull downs and shoulder press? Or would it be do single arm fucking cable overhead rotations and 3/4 box squats with 8 sets of jumps in between? And they'll just try and just make it look as sexy as possible. And the only sexy things you need to worry about is the people you're trying to get with on a night out, not what you're doing in the gym. And also, people were coming at me in the comments as if I was actually directly having a go at Ronaldo himself, like it was him that had written the training program. And anybody with half a brain cell can work out that he's got a coach who would have given him that program. So that's who I was saying had given the shite program, not Ronaldo. Please believe me, just like you get all the idiots that exist in the sort of general population coaching sphere, you're personal trainers and online coaches, there's just as many fools that end up getting into actual higher profile jobs working with professional teams just because they go to university, they get some shitty degree, they have no real experience, and they can just walk into a job like that. And I don't know if this coach has done that, but what I'm saying is that does exist, and what you'll see happen is they don't stay in these jobs for very long. And I know several strength and conditioning coaches that have worked at the national level that spend a few years doing it and then go and find a career in something else. No, that's not me just trying to suit my own position, that's just the fact of the matter. And let's just say that Ronaldo did make the programme up himself. Please fucking believe me. See, athletes, the vast majority of athletes who compete in sports, they do not have a single fucking clue about strength and conditioning. What they do is they do their sports training, they then walk into the gym, they get given a programme, they just do the programme and then they walk out. They put no further thought into it, and that's fine. Nobody's saying that just because you're an athlete you should care that much about learning about strength and conditioning. It would obviously be a bit of a help, but it's not like imperative. But people seem to think because Ronaldo's really good at kicking a ball and because he's got a six-pack, that means he knows every single thing about training. He will walk in the gym, he will do his workout, and then he will not give it a second thought until the next time he's in the gym, the next day or 2 days' time. That's why athletes have strength and conditioning coaches. So if you see your favourite athlete doing a workout, don't just think that it's right, don't just think that that's how you should train, actually put a little bit of thought into it. And if you're still not sure, go and find a coach that you trust, that you think he's probably got a better idea of knowing what he's talking about. And I could also just go and link that back to all your juice head influencers that are in great shape and they're fairly strong, and you think, oh, they must know what they're talking about, but so many of them just talk absolute pish. They've got there in large part because of the amount of steroids they're using and a little bit of good genetics. You can just go and look that they can't become coaches because they get fuck all results, and if they are coaches then they get piss poor results. They probably just found a formula that worked for them through chemicals and maybe somewhat half decent training. Just please don't get fooled just because somebody looks the part or they've won X, Y and Z that means their word is gospel, because there's a lot of people, successful people in fitness and sports, who just talk shite, and sometimes it'll be because they actually just don't know any better and they genuinely believe that what they're saying is right. Sometimes they'll just be saying it to sell something crap or get attention or whatever else. So hopefully you understand the point that I'm trying to make, and you're going to listen to somebody who actually knows what the fuck they're talking about. That could be me, it could be someone else. As long as they actually make sense and they have a track record of getting results and improving people, then you can listen to them. That's all from me. Catch you in the next one.